Hi, so it's been a few weeks since I last filmed a vlog. I meant to do this sooner, but it's taken me till now to do it because we've had quite a lot going on, unsurprisingly. So I've had my baby number 3, all is well. He is healthy and happy, and we're very, very grateful for that. He was born on the 7th of August after a 3-day horrendous labour, which ended up in a C-section. So I haven't got any footage from anything because it was just so awful, to be honest. Which was a surprise because I've had 2 fairly normal deliveries and I expected to do the same again. But hey, all's well that ends well because Joel is here. He's called Joel, sorry, Joel. With my accents, people seem to think I say Joe, but it's Joel. And he was £9.7, which I think was half the problem. And he's great. He's settled into our little family of 5 really, really well. He's an easy baby. He sleeps most of the time, which is helpful because I don't know how else we would have managed. And Tom and Cora are both completely in love with him. Cora more so than Tom. Tom's a bit oblivious, is sort of too busy doing his thing to fit in seeing his brother, but does show signs of being really quite fond of him at times. Cora is completely overjoyed with having a baby to look after, so she's very involved. I wanted to vlog this time around because I got some footage just after he was born. He was 2 days old and I was about to go home from hospital, of him having his paediatric newborn check, which is standard in the hospital where he was born. All babies are checked by a junior paediatrician before discharge, which is actually how Tom's heart condition was detected, because a murmur was heard during that check, and that's what initiated the pulse oximetry test. I know that's not necessarily standard because it would depend on where you would give birth. If you gave birth in a midwife-led unit or at home, you obviously wouldn't have access to a paediatrician. So I think it makes it all the more important that a pulse oximeter is available for these babies, because there might not be someone with expertise to rule in or out heart conditions. So Joe had his newborn check. That normally is just a head to toe examination complete with heart being listened to, but given our history and also because of my request, he also had a pulse oximeter used on him. They were fine to do this, but they did say that they wouldn't do it in every case because it's not hospital policy. Yet they did say that a hospital 20 miles down the road from us here does do it as part of every newborn's examination, so it just shows you how much of a postcode lottery that is at the moment. So I will put some footage in here so you can see what happened during the pulse oximetry check, and then I'll come back and tell you a bit more about what happened.
Okay, Joel. Very good. Hi. Hello, baby. It's okay.
So as you can see, it's a really simple procedure. It didn't cause Joe any distress whatsoever. He just pretty much stayed asleep. He sort of wasn't very pleased about being stripped off, but that was more for the purpose of the examination than for the pulse oximetry check. I put some footage in with showing the end result of the pulse oximeter, because it looked like it was sitting about 97 or 98% saturation, which is great but not perfect, but about 30 seconds later it came up to 100%, so I popped that footage in just so you could see that it was completely normal. With Tom, when that test was performed, it was 70 something %, which is really worryingly low, hence why he was whisked off to intensive care. I felt so much better having had that test done. I just felt I could relax a lot about his heart. I felt like I could really move on from the fact that he might have an undiagnosed heart condition, because that was something that would have always been at the back of my mind had I not had that test performed. And I just want to reiterate how simple and easy it is to perform. It causes them no distress whatsoever. It's very easy to interpret. It can be done by a lay person with training, and I just can't understand why every baby can't have this done. If they can have a hearing test performed before they leave hospital, they should all have this performed, because it's so much more likely to result in death. Obviously hearing tests are important, but they are not going to cause, if the baby's deaf, it's not going to cause them to die suddenly when you get them home. So I wanted to make sure that you all saw how Joel was not remotely bothered from that test. I shall show you him just now, actually, introduce you to him. Well, there's no... Sorry, I just lost you there. I just want to show you the baby. Well, there's a moment of calm because he's asleep. So here he is. Your hand. He's sleeping, as he mostly does. So yeah, he's great. And I will say bye for now. I don't know if I will do another vlog episode or not, so I don't know if I've got anything else to say, but I'll see what Tiny Tickers want me to do. Thanks, bye.